Woi. Now that is South Asian, for I am genuinely amazed by what I've just experienced. And that is exactly how I felt when I tried this LAMB DOPIAZA. I exaggerate not. This may very well be the best lamb dish you ever try. The light chili against the sweetness of the onions will definitely tantalize your senses. And if you decide to eat this with paratha, you may fall unconscious from delight. Now lamb is lamb, but what is dopiaza? Well, it means 2 onions. Okay, we're not just going to cook with 2 onions now. We're going to cook with 7. Okay, the 2 refers to something else, but we'll get there. For now, we're going to need some onions, our garlic, ginger, and some salt. Your regular currylish favorite spices, that's chili, turmeric, coriander, and cumin. And of course, it wouldn't be a lamb piazza without some lamb. 1 kg worth. Curry cut. And lastly, some cooking oil. So let's get going. We're going to take this super sharp chef's knife. There's a knife kit available at the link below, by the way. And we're going to take the knife to the onions. Peel and chop all 7 onions. By the time you're done, you will be swimming in tears. Peel your garlic cloves, but leave them whole. Use a pestle and mortar to crush your ginger. You don't need much ginger. About a tablespoon's worth is fine. Put 3 spatulas of oil in a wok and turn the heat on high. 3 ho gaye lo. Ab meat. Put all your meat into the wok and get stirring. After 6 minutes or so, it should look something like this. Now, if your mum takes off mid-cooking to attend an extended phone call for no good reason, there's no need to panic, okay? Mom! Just throw in your garlic and your ginger and get mixing for another 2 to 3 minutes. After 2 or 3 minutes of mixing, add a couple teaspoons of salt. And this, by the way, is my mother gesturing to me to get on with it. Add 1 heaped teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of coriander powder, about a teaspoon or so of turmeric powder. Now, no need to go overboard with it, but at the same time, you don't need to be too frugal. Now, this part is a bit tricky. You want to add onions, but not all of your onions. You only want about 2 onions. And this is the first of the 2 stages that you'll add onions to your dish. That's why it's called dopiazza, by the way. 2 stages of onions. So remember to only add 2 onions at this point. Give it a stir and add your water. 700 milliliters of it. Let your water come to a boil, and once it does, put the lid on and turn the heat down to medium. Now let it cook slowly for another 45 minutes or so, or until the meat is about 75% cooked. You can pinch it and see if it's still a little stiff. Now if you think you're about there, it's time for stage 2. Add all of the onions. And once you've added your onions, you give it a proper mixing. For about 10 minutes or so, or until your forearms can't take it anymore. At which point you lower the heat and cook for another 10 minutes. Come back and check if your meat is nice and tender and just how you like it. At which point we're going to turn up the heat and get rid of all that excess water. And if you can still smell the onions, this should get rid of that smell too. Sprinkle over 2 pinches of cumin powder, and we are going to call it a day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the slightly complicated, but oh my god, I might do this every weekend. Totally worth it. LAMB DOPIAZA. Feel free to comment below and let us know how it turned out for you. See you again.